In a quiet town in Texas, surrounded by golden fields and open skies, lived a young woman named Emily Grace. She was the only daughter of a hard-working farmer. Life on the farm was simple, but tough. Emily woke up before sunrise each day to help her father feed the animals, water the crops, and tend to the land. Her hands were calloused from work, and her boots were always dusty. But her heart was full of love for her family and the land they lived on. Emily had a secret talent. She could sing. When the chores were done and the sun dipped low behind the hills, she would sit on the porch with her guitar and sing to the wind. Her voice was soft and soulful, rising like a songbird over the fields. It was her way of dreaming, her escape from the dirt and labor of farm life. Her father used to say that her voice sounded like the stars talking. Emily smiled at the thought, but never believed her singing would take her anywhere. The farm needed her. Her father was getting older and times were getting harder. She couldn't leave, not when they were barely holding on. But one summer evening, everything changed. The town was hosting its annual fair, and part of the celebration included a small talent show. Emily's best friend signed her up without asking. At first, Emily didn't want to do it. She was shy. She had never sung in front of more than a few chickens and the family dog. But with a gentle push and a little hope in her heart, she agreed. On the night of the fair, she wore her best dress, faded blue with a bit of lace at the collar. She stepped onto the stage with shaking hands, her guitar held tight. The lights felt too bright and the crowd too big. But then she took a deep breath and began to sing. Her voice floated over the crowd, sweet and strong. People stopped talking, they listened, they smiled, some even cried. When she finished, the crowd exploded with applause. She had never felt anything like it. For the first time, she realized she might have something special. Someone in the audience had recorded her performance and posted it online. Within days, the video went viral. People from all over the country shared it, calling her the voice from the fields. Talent scouts and music producers began reaching out. Offers started to come in. Studio recordings, live shows, interviews. Emily was overwhelmed. The idea of leaving the farm scared her. That was home. That was where her roots were. But her father sat her down, held her hands in his weathered ones, and told her it was time to fly. He reminded her that dreams were meant to be chased, not buried. So, with tears in her eyes and a suitcase in her hand, Emily left the only life she had ever known and moved to Nashville. At first, life in the city was hard. Everything moved faster. People talked louder. She missed the stars over the field and the quiet hum of the tractor in the morning. But she kept singing. In small bars and radio stations, she sang her heart out about the farm, her family, the land, and the life she missed. Her songs were honest and full of soul. People listened, really listened. One song, Porchlight Dreams, became a hit. It climbed the country charts and played on radios across America. Suddenly, Emily Grace wasn't just the farmer's daughter. She was a star. But even with the fame, the fancy clothes, and the flashing lights, Emily never forgot where she came from. She went back home often, helped fix the old barn, and sang on the porch with her father whenever she could. She donated money to help struggling farms and started a music program for kids in small towns. Her story inspired thousands, not because she became famous, but because she stayed true to herself. She never acted like she was better than anyone else. She sang about real things: love, loss, hard work, and hope. Years later, as she stood on stage at an award show, dressed in a sparkling gown, she looked out at the crowd and thought about the fields, the farm, and her father smiling up at her from the front row. She hadn't just chased a dream, she had honored it. She had taken the voice of the countryside and shared it with the world. Moral of the story: Emily's story teaches us that even the most humble beginnings can lead to incredible journeys. You don't need to be born in a big city or have a perfect life to chase your dreams. All you need is belief, courage, and the willingness to take that first step. Give a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe for more stories.